Very busy here at GlassCity Amplifiers. Patent process is continuing, so we're making a lot of good progress on that front. The tube rolling amplifier from the demo, we're getting a huge response on this. It's very exciting. People are very excited about this. We have plans to go down to Columbus next weekend to meet with some folks that are in the music industry. We're going to demo the tube rolling preamplifier for them and get their response, get their reaction. So we're excited about that. Tune in next week. This has been running pretty much constantly here. I listen to it all the time and it just sounds better and better. So this thing is a fantastic sounding preamp all by itself. But with the tube rolling added in, it's just, it's super cool. People really like this. So we're getting a fantastic response on this. And so we moved into the next stage of the prototype, the Mark II, which is more of a prototype of what eventually a commercial product is going to look like. It's a smaller form factor. It's got digital buttons. It's got infrared for remote control. It's got the detachable plug. It's got the high quality, made in America RCA jacks on the back there. It's going to have the aluminum faceplate. It's going to have mahogany. So we're slowly building this out, and hopefully we'll do a demo of this one here in a couple weeks. But the goal for this one, really with the feature-rich version of the tube rolling preamplifier, is really not going to be, we're not looking to go to market with that until probably second quarter of 2022. So I've got a little bit of time on this one, and I've switched some focus away from this guy, and started thinking about how are we going to get the funding to actually bring this tube rolling preamplifier to market. We're looking at an Indiegogo campaign, so it's one of the fundraising websites that's out there for startups, people that have a new product or a new idea or a new invention, they want to bring it to market. Indiegogo is a great way to do that. So what happens is you get contributions, and people get to ride along as you start to develop this product, and they get perks for different levels of contribution. So, for example, a $20 contribution would be a t-shirt, and a $500 donation would be a headphone amplifier, and then maybe $800 or $1,000 would be a custom headphone amplifier that's like a one-of-a-kind. And then we would look at maybe doing a simple preamplifier, a very basic version, a non-tube rolling version of the preamplifier that we may also bring to bear during the Indiegogo campaign, or maybe in the second round of Indiegogo if we make it that far. So we're really excited. We want to bring the tube rolling preamplifier to market in November of 2021. That's pretty aggressive, so we've got a lot of work to do. But if we go with the base model, it's mechanical switching. It's very solid. It's very rugged, and it sounds it's an amazing sounding tube preamp all by itself. So I think even though that's aggressive, I think it can be done, but we need the funds to be able to produce these in numbers, and I don't want to go to market and not be able to meet demand. So, and if the response that we're getting from our website and our Facebook page and our Instagram page is any indication, we're going to need to ramp up production pretty quickly in order to keep up with demand. So that brings me to, we ordered a CNC last week and got it in and started putting it together. And to tune it in, I just went and grabbed some scrap lumber out of the garage. This is some cherry from a tree that was cut down. We got it from the guy that cut down or trimmed the tree in front of our house. And I started to cut the patterns that is going to be in the chassis for the headphone amplifier, so I can start to mass produce the headphone amplifiers for the Indiegogo campaign. And in doing so, I looked at it, and it was just a chunk of wood, and I carved the holes for the components that are going to go on the chassis. And I said, this would be really cool if I sanded that down and finished it and actually made it into a headphone amp all by itself. And so from there, I built just a kind of a dummy mock-up of what I thought would look pretty cool. And if you can see that, it's gorgeous. I mean, that wood is just amazing, and the color that's in there, I think it's super cool. Now, this guy doesn't have any components. It's not working. It's just a mock-up, for that concept. And we're getting some pretty good response. I put a couple pictures out there on this guy, and so I had built about three of these proof of concept headphone amplifiers, and these things sound amazing. So I took one of my prototypes and I took it apart and I fit it into one of the cherrywood chassis, and so you can see that there's the version of this guy as it's fit into the headphone, into the cherrywood, and then I integrated the, there's the that's the input for the music there. That's where the power goes here, and then this is where you plug your headphone in here and use the volume on your device, like your iPhone or whatever you're using there. I want to do a version that has the volume control built in. They sent me the wrong potentiometers, so in order to get this working, I just left it off and figured I could use my iPhone to control the volume. But in future versions, we'll probably have a volume control in the front, and we'll put the input on one side and put the output on the other side, and then you would control it there essentially. So I also put in here places where you can bias the output. So this is the common, and then this is for the left channel, and this is for the right channel, and then this is your bias adjustment. You would need to hook a multimeter up to that in order to set the bias, but when you switch out tubes, you may want to rebias it. So it's kind of a cool option there. So that would be, but really ultimately what I was trying to build was the base model headphone amplifier in just a small form factor chassis, and there will be a version of this as well. This would kind of be the base model, and then this would be the deluxe model, and then we could probably do custom versions of some of these. If you wanted to put a corporate logo on here, or you wanted to put someone's name on here, or if there was whatever you want to commemorate something, you could send that to me, and we could look at doing that. That would be like the highest level contribution for that kind of a thing. So in order to do the headphone amplifiers, I figure I'm going to need a circuit. While these are hand wired, the headphone amps will use a printed circuit. It's actually etched, so I used the CNC. I don't know if you could see that, but it's super cool. So we're pretty excited about that. So I can build these for each one of these I build, and it'll be a signature circuit that's integrated into the base of the preamplifier. It would be, the headphone amplifier. So it would mount in there. So that's going to be pretty cool. We're really excited about that. That's kind of the update from top to bottom. We've got a lot of irons in the fire, and but I think we've got a great vision, and I think we've got a great concept, and we're excited to hear what you think about the headphone amplifiers. If you like that, or if you like just the basic one, let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.